Oh, right then. I think we are all ready. Hopefully you can all see me on the various platforms. You can chat. It will hopefully arrive on the screen. Okay. So today I thought we're going to have a little chat about altars in a minute. And because I have just released the first altar ritual for those people who didn't get to do it on the beta quest. Those of you that did do it on the beta quest, then you've done it. You don't need to do that again if you don't want to. But those of you that didn't do the beta quest, you didn't get a chance to do this. So it is now in store. And we'll have a look at that in a minute. But first of all, I thought we would have a little chat about it. Let me just make sure that we are getting chat. We'll see. If somebody's out there on YouTube or Facebook or Kick, say something in chat, just say hello, and then I'll be able to see if it's coming up on the screen. And then we will get started. Just bear with me. Oh, the lovely technology, isn't it? Alright, well, let's just get started, because otherwise it's boring, isn't it? Just sitting there whilst I'm chatting or not even doing anything. Right, so here are some of the items that you get with the first altar ritual. And I'm just going to go through some of those things. So we've got a candle here that actually you can light. And we have some quartz. We have a raven's feather. We have a dagger. We have a chalice. And we have a wand. And those are all on our altar cloth. So those come with, let me just get it out of my inventory. Right, here we go. So you also get a ritual HUD, which if you've done any of the HerbandFable or Jinx HUDs before, rituals before, you'll recognize those. They have music, which we'll just stop because it's clashing with the other music. And so when you have all your items, you need to res them, click them to transfer them to your virtual pouch, and then you'll be able to click on the key on the ritual herd, and you'll see that it requires these items to do the ritual. When you click yes, it will go ahead, and it will activate these buttons, which are not all activated. The first one is the introduction, and then you can go through the ritual to create your first altar. I'm not going to go through it because I don't want spoilers, you know. But we can talk about altars and some of these things. Okay. There is help for the ritual. I'll take that off for now. Just keeping an eye on the other channels as well. All right. So when you do badges, when you get your badges with HerbandFable, on the website, as most of you will know, when you see the badges, you can use them to click through to information. Okay, so you can see here's the first altar ritual badge, and if we click on that one, it goes through to lots of information about altars. And so what we're doing here is just introducing the concept. We don't provide the table, because there are 3 different shapes of cloth in there, and you choose where you want to put it. You might decide to put it on the ground, on some nice table or a cupboard or something like that. Anything really that you want, where you want to put your altar. And so we can start to sort of look through some of these things. Why have an altar in the first place? An altar can mean different things to different people. I guess it sounds a little bit religious, but I don't think it is for most people that use these. But what they do provide, in both in religions and in non-religions, is a place of focus. Okay, so in religions you have altars in churches or religious grounds where it provides a focus, and that's the same for non-religious spiritual paths as well. So an altar can provide a place of focus for you to meditate, cast spells, look at manifesting, having a think. If you do follow any of the gods, maybe you want to honour them there or make a tribute to them. If you don't follow any gods, because not everybody does, then you can use it to channel energy. So it's a real sort of nice place to provide a focus, basically. Just a little bit nervous that I'm not seeing any chat, and last time there was loads of chat.
Welcome to Second Life.
So I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Because that would suck. Okay. I can now see your chat, but it's supposed to be coming up on the screen. So I'm not ignoring you. You were there all along. Huh. Yay. Why is my chat not working? That sucks. Maybe I'll try again. Oh well. I shall keep an eye on the chat window separately then, that's okay. Never mind. I can see you now. I was like, they're ever so quiet. Alright, so I'll carry on, sorry. So, altars, as I was saying, provide a place for focus. They can provide, that focus can provide connection. So if you want to connect to whatever your kind of focus is, whether it be nature, yourself, okay, gods, goddesses, nature spirits, or just the universe. Yeah, it's a really useful thing to have as an altar. Now, some people have different altars. They have multiple altars around the place for different purposes. Some people update their altars regularly, and some people don't. I'm going to show you my altar in real life. Oops. Now, this is kind of how my altar looked at one point. It actually doesn't look like this anymore because they do tend to evolve over time. So this is out in my, what I call my witchy shed, which is, you know, I'm very lucky that I have a little space that is just for me to spend time in and focus on witchy stuff. And so it's quite a big altar, you might think, you know. Some people are like probably looking at it going, good Lord, what's all that? For me, and it's different for everybody, like I say, some people regularly change their altar and you know, with the seasons and things like that. My altar tends to stay the same but evolve over time, if that makes sense. So there are precious things to me on the altar and they stay there. Things might get added. Yeah, that's another option. Kalia is to have a portable altar. I'm not sure if my pocket rocks count as that. But there's all sorts on here. The salt lamp is no longer there because being outside it absorbs moisture, and it was like water coming out of the salt lamp, so that had to go because that's not great for the rest of the stuff on the table. So there's a couple of things that I'll share with you on here. So you can see there's an egg timer. I always put my egg timers sideways. It's just a thing, and it's not a thing for anybody apart from me and my mind and how it works. But I tend to think that if the egg timers are on their side, then time will never run out. Of course it will. But that's why I keep them on their side. In front of the egg timer, so down here, I don't know if you can see my mouse, I guess you can. That is actually a dinosaur bone. I can't remember the name of the dinosaur. It's one of the ones that swims in the sea. I had big flippers. and that is part of a flipper. My uncle used to be well, he still is an entomologist, but he was the deputy head keeper at the Natural History Museum in London, and that was a gift to my brother, actually, which I've stolen over the years. Luckily, my brother won't be watching this. So, and there's another fossil on the other side. There's a little ammonite over there. Can you see my mouse pointer? I'm just curious. Because otherwise it's difficult. Yeah, you can. Okay. So you can see the ammonite there. And then there's a little piece of, quite a big piece of obsidian behind that. Okay. Obsidian is something that's great for protection. I picked up that. Now, okay, so I live in France, okay. And in France we have these things called brocantes, which are like antique stores. And they're just fabulous because there's just so much treasure in them. And I think I picked up that bit of obsidian, which clearly nobody else knew what it was. And I think I got it for like €2. And beside that is this intriguing little object here. I don't know if I can zoom in. See that there? Anybody want to hazard a guess at what that is? You're not going to guess. but have a guess anyway. Sandstone? No, it's not a sandstone. It's not a giant hazelnut, but it does look rather like, it looks like a giant acorn, doesn't it? Or a hazelnut, yeah. No, it's actually, are you ready for this? A camel's nipple. So, which I also found in the brocante and bought for €1. A camel's nipple. So apparently they were used they were used as little pouches to carry seeds and coins and things like that. So it is actually like it opens, but when I bought it, the man in the shop said, "Don't open it," and I said, "Why?" He said, "It stinks." But you know, it was such an odd object. There was part of me that was thinking, oh my God, poor camel, right? You know, it's not a nice thought. I like to think that the camel died of natural causes, and then they take its nipple. That's what we're going with, okay? Because otherwise, I can't do that. What else have we got here? Right, so you see these glasses at the back. Behind the camel's nipple, there's a glass. And on the other side, there's a glass. Now, those glasses are from the 18th century. So the 1700s. Glass. Somebody want to tell me how glass survives hundreds of years? Right, the glasses that we use in the kitchen, I break them regularly. How does glass last for hundreds of years? So those are kind of my chalices. They're my vessels that I can use for taking little drinks out of. Sometimes I can put water in them because the chalice can represent water. Okay. What else is of interest here? There's a bit of smoky quartz down the front there. Oh, okay. So I have another close-up. I have a close-up here. Oh, let's bring that one over. Okay. So you can see here I've got another egg timer, and it is a good conversation starter, Luna. I don't think anybody could guess it, right? So we have another egg timer on its side here. Bells. Bells are very good for cleansing space. Yeah, when you have a bell and you ring it, and I don't mean like, you know, dong dang 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 dang, but like when what's the thing called in the middle, when that hits the edge, you know, it's such a it permeates the space. Yeah. Clapper, thank you, Basket. So when the clapper hits the side of the bell and makes that beautiful ringing sound that really permeates the space, and you can almost imagine the air being pushed by that sound. So it's a very good thing to cleanse space with. Now that particular bell is obviously not very big, so it doesn't make a noise. But I do have some bigger bells elsewhere that I use to cleanse space. So that's quite a useful thing. Candles obviously represent fire, and again, you know, they can provide a really good channel for focus. Now down the front here you see our little wooden chap with his tongue out, which is actually from New Zealand. Okay, and I think you can kind of recognise. Singing bowls, exactly, Luna. Singing bowls also, it's that very pure sound that's just pushing outwards from the source. So pushing out through the air, cleansing the area. So our little chap down the front here is from New Zealand. Now that little wooden thing I have had since I was a little girl. I think I found it at my grandma's house. I do have some distant family in New Zealand, so we do have family links to New Zealand, so that's probably where it came from. But I kept it, and I just knew that it was special, and I always thought it brought me luck. It was a good luck charm. I have no idea how old it is, but clearly it is old because, well, you know, I'm old. so it's at least like, I'm in my early 50s, right? So it's at least that old. I got it at my grandma's house, and I'm pretty sure that they got it when they were a lot younger. So yeah, there's a chance that this could be like 70, 80 years old. And I've kept it, and I kept it in a tiny little no, I know. I kept it in a tiny little leather purse for all these years, and I always kept it in a drawer or somewhere in my bedroom and kept it safe. And it's really interesting because when I started to follow this path, and it was, you know, like, what sort of things do I want to put on my altar? What sort of things are important to me? What sort of things have energy for me? And that is one of those things. And I kind of thought, wow, I've kept it all these years, not really knowing what its purpose was. And now I feel that it's arrived and it's on my altar. And this expression, what the Indigenous people of New Zealand, you know, like the All Blacks, I can't remember what the face is called, but you know, it's a protection thing, strength and protection. So that one is in sort of pride of place there. And the little two wings are dragonfly wings, very small, like the mayfly dragonflies. We have a river. In fact, you can see the river in the background, just through the window. Is that what it's called? I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I'll probably butcher it. But yes, that face is a protection thing. So we have lots and lots of dragonflies here. Little dragonflies and big dragonflies. And the little ones, the males are this amazing iridescent blue, and the females are kind of reddy brown. And there's just hundreds of them dancing around the river in the summer. They've just, those ones have gone now, the little ones. We've still got one or two of the big ones around, flying around. I'm kind of sad when they go. But you know, they'll be back next year, so that's okay. And the skull is not actually a human skull. Obviously, it's made of plaster of Paris, and actually that came from a bricante as well. One of the things I love about going to bricantes is that things speak to you there. You know, like they're like calling out to you off the shelf. You know, me, take me. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that one has to come home with me. Yeah, bricantes are oh my goodness, they're usually huge places, huge, full of stuff, and you know, some of them are like a mess and you have to dig through stuff, but you know, I mean, there's one that we go to that's about 40 minutes away, and it's just a huge warehouse full of stuff. So yeah, so various bits and pieces there, kind of imagery touching on different kind of cultures. The little figurines there that look kind of Native American. There's a Buddha behind there. There's also a little figure from Africa. So there's some sort of indigenous, and obviously the New Zealand in the front. So, and actually, connection to the world is important to me. So that's part of what that's about. So let's go back to Second Life, because you know, we can see here that our altar is looking, you know, pretty sparse compared with what I have there. But like I said, everybody's altar is different, and this is just a start. And one of the things that with the rituals with HerbandFable is that, you know, you can add stuff to it, and I want you to add stuff to it. You know, as you've, you know, whether you decide to change your altar regularly with the seasons, or you know, with the year, or at a certain point in the year, or whether you are like me where you just kind of make a collection and it just evolves slowly over time. I do sometimes remove stuff. It's interesting, and I'm not quite sure why, but I know when it's time for them to come off the altar and just be put away safely somewhere for another time. So we have various things here. We talked about the candle being representing fire. We talked about the chalice representing water. We've got a feather here which represents air, and then we've got a crystal which is representing earth. It's nice to have a altar cloth, but it can look like anything you like. Again, it just prepares the space. If you back on my one, you can see I've just got like a black tablecloth here that I use to just keep the space clean. It's kind of a respect thing, I guess, but also a practical thing, because you know, these are important things. They're special items to me, and I want to keep them safe and clean. Interestingly, there's not a massive amount of dust out there in that witchy shed, so they don't get dust, and so I tend to do a massive clean like once or twice a year, where I'll remove everything and gently clean everything, clean the tablecloth, put it back down, you know, and sort of really just with care, really. it's a special place. It's a sacred place to me. And when I say sacred, you know, what I mean is that it has been made special for me. Yeah. It's a place of purity where I can connect with whatever I want to connect with. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I've missed anything. Oh, the dagger. Where's the... I'll go back there. Right. I think I mentioned before when we saw this in somebody else's place that this dagger is based... It's a real dagger. And I found a picture of it. So I thought I'd share that with you as well. Hang on. Let me put that there and then... There's the dagger. Now, sadly, it's not on my altar, and the reason for that is that it's still in the UK, but it will be on my altar when it gets here, and that's the back of it there. It's actually from Turkey, and again, this is an item that has been in our family for a long time. We think my granddad brought it back, perhaps in the war, but it's from the Ottoman period. And so I remember as a child having this dagger around, and really the grown-ups in our family had no interest in it. And I was fascinated by it, absolutely fascinated. I thought it was magical, even when I was a child. I remember taking it to school. Can you believe that? I mean, these days, if you took something like that to school, the police would be around in no time. But I took it to school, probably to show off, but also to try and find out where it was from and what it was from. So yeah, it's a real dagger, and one day it will be here in pride of place on my altar. So there it is, and it looks like that the blade has these. I actually made the dagger with photos of the knife. So okay. How are we doing for time? We've got half an hour. I wanted to show you some other stuff. The first thing I wanted to show you, I went over to Engine Room today and bought this hat, and it said Animesh, right? And I was thinking, okay, and it said like animations, and I was like, all right, but what's moving? And I thought, really? Is that just what's moving? The little thing on the end? But it's not. Check this out. If you touch the cards, look at that, and it gives you a little reading. How cool is that? No, actually, I don't think the pictures correspond to what's in the chat, but you know, I'm not going to give them a hard time about that. It's a lovely thing. So yeah, I thought that was worth sharing with you because I thought it was very cool. Right, I want to pop down to the shop. Oh, because I wanted to show where the first ritual, altar ritual, is for those of you that didn't do it yet. Okay. Texture's going to take a while by the looks of it. I should have come down here and then showed you the hat. Alright, we're getting there. Come on. The reason I wanted to show you this, because I know most of you have already done the first altar ritual when you did the beta quest, but I wanted to introduce you to these new vendors. Okay, so either side we've got the Casper vendors, which I've been using forever, right? Last time I mentioned that I really want to introduce that you can buy stuff with florins, which really doesn't have a lot of relevance yet because you have to buy your florins, so it's not much point. But there will be ways to earn florins, and so you'll be saving up your florins, and at some point you will have enough florins to buy something. Okay, and I've done them in such a way that you can get redeliveries. So if you want a redelivery for Linden stuff, you go to the normal, you click that button and it'll take you to your normal Casper redelivery. If you want florin delivery, it's actually on the website. I think I showed this last week, but in your area there you can go to product redelivery, and anything that you've bought with florins that is redeliverable will be on there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you, because the actual picture is not the vendor anymore, whereas obviously previously it was. So you just either pay with Linden's down here, or just click this one for florins. And I think, okay, so yeah, so if you do happen to right click it, because we're so used to doing that on Casper, if you left or right click and press touch, it will actually open the florin bit, which is great, but you don't have to do that, you can just left click that one. Alright, okay, so that was that. Right, now I have a couple of places to go and visit. Now just before I go there, I'm going to pop out the chat from YouTube again and see if it'll start coming up on the screen. I think it was because I popped it out before we started. Somebody say something in chat. Bloody hell, it's still not working. Thank you. No, it's not happening, is it? Main. No. Maybe I have to do something to fix it. I don't know. Never mind. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll just keep the chat up, and it's all a bit new to me, this. It's good fun though, I like it. There we go. Alright, so let me find my Discord. Because we're going to see Baskat's house first. There we go. And we will need to let the textures load. Hi. Thank you. Hi. I'm disorientated. I have no idea where we are. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, where are we? Oh, here. Yeah. Okay. Now I've got it. Lovely. Yay. And you've got one of the these little houses were ones that we made for Fantasy Fair, I think 3 years ago. Very pretty. Awesome, right, okay, can I just nose? I'll just cam around and should we wander inside? Can we go inside? Yeah. Alright, let's go. It's very pretty. Lovely. Ooh, let's have a nose. What have we got in here? Well, this looks like an altar. Is this an altar or just a display? It looks very much like an altar. Looks like an autumn altar. Yeah, very pretty. And again, we've got candles and there's offerings here for the season, which, like I say, a lot of people do that, change up their altars for the season. Baskat's saying they have 2 altars out at the moment, so we'll have a look around and see. And you've got a skull on yours too. I didn't talk much about what the skull is for me. I mean, it'll be different for everybody, but it does kind of represent death for me. But that's not a bad thing. It's a connection, and it's for me to connect with death. You know, we all have people that we've lost, and I don't see death as something that takes those people away from me. I see death as the transition. Death is a psychopomp, which is a really funny little word. When we think of death as the being, you know, the chap with the sickle, right? It's a psychopomp, so he is somebody that, or a spirit that helps somebody go from one realm, the living realm, to the next realm, whatever that realm is, right? So that's what a psychopomp is. It's a spirit that helps to journey somebody. Okay. And so I don't see death as a evil character or anything like that. It's an entity or a concept for me that represents transition from one realm to the next, and it's important for me to have a relationship with death, and that's why death resides upon my altar. It's kind of developing a friendship, a love, if you like. This is very pretty staff. Look at that. No spoilers, but there might be something like that coming for the ritual for Samhain. Oh, these are very pretty. Like those. Let's see where those are from. Candle and cauldron. Oh, I think I might have just... Hey, River! I'm not standing on the furniture, I promise. We look like we have a crystal ball down here. Now, I haven't used crystal balls yet, so I'm intrigued with these. And there's a dark one there too, look. Light and dark. There's the craft table with our harvest dolly. And another nice kitchen. You guys are the best at shopping for kitchens. Candle and cauldron. I already went and bought the kitchen that Ixil had. can see we've got some tea and juice out here, and the juice are down there in the cupboard, quite literally. And some dryers. Oh, another altar over here. Have we got another altar? Is this another altar? The oven is in the cupboard too. We've got the ritual bowl here and the dandelion cookies. And we've got Canunus behind there, who is a nature spirit and god, I suppose, for some. I can hear creaking, which is a little bit creepy. Lovely drying herbs up there, and harvest down here. Pumpkins and apples. Oh, there might be some pumpkins along soon as well. Oh, look at that. That's a really good idea to do in real life. I think I might have mentioned either last week or the week before that I was looking to make a broom. I've got lots of broom growing out the back, and last weekend I went out and harvested some, so it's all drying now, and I'm going to make my first besom. I've got many sticks in the witchy shed, because whenever I go anywhere, you know, it seems like sticks and rocks often find their way home with me, so I have lots of those. We can see on the wheel of the year up here that Mabon has just passed and we're heading into Samhain. This is sweet. We've got a nice little rider weight tarot deck here. I'm not going to touch it because it's not mine. Oh, a nice little book holder. Do you know what? There was a couple of really nice book holders that came up on Facebook the other day on Marketplace, but I didn't go and get them because they were quite far away. But I'm looking forward to getting something like that. The thing is, though, I'm not very good with books. They're like, if I have a book, it tends to stay on a shelf. I'm much better at reading with a Kindle. But there are certain precious books, do you know what I mean? And they stay. I'm a little bit funny with stationery as well. I can't use it. These chairs are very pretty. Oh, they're from Moss and Luna. What's it? Luna Moss? Moss and Luna? Oubliette. This is nice. What have we got here? Oh, reading the tea leaves. This is cool. I haven't seen this. Oh, I broke it. Or I drunk it. Sorry, basket. Oh, look! Look! Are you crazy? That's very cool. Fortune cookies. I like that. Where's that from? Oh, yay. Luna. Luna's a friend of mine. That's very sweet. I shall have to go and raid. That is F&M. I can't remember what F&M stands for. Which I should. Oh, Fantavatar and Moonstruck, of course. Duh. Okay. So, yeah. I've known Luna since my very early days in Second Life. It's a very nice little display of candles down here, a lovely little table, I like that. This is from Lunaria. That's lovely. Badges. Yay. Looking good. Ooh, look at this. I like this. Rider-Waite cards. It's a really nice idea to display them like that, actually. You rarely see them all out like that. Do you know what I mean? Normally when you're looking at tarot cards, you're looking at fewer cards. I don't think I've really ever seen them out like that. I actually really like it, you know, to sort of see the minor arcana cards, the wands and the pentacles and the cups and the swords working their way up from left to right, and then the major arcana cards at the top. It's a really interesting thing. God, it looks really nice. I feel like I'll never do it for the reasons I just said, like things are too precious to be taken out of their special places, right? But I've got some lovely oracle cards that actually displaying them like this would be a really interesting thing. I like that. This is very pretty too. Bricolage. Yeah, that's French. Madame Florentina Table. And the salt lamp, which will be absorbing the moisture from the air and leaking water. Alright, oh, that's because I'm still on the shelving. Okay, I'll get down from there. Let's go and have a look outside. Ooh. Got some stuff out here growing, look. Stuff ready for planting, stuff ready for harvesting, got some water. Lots of plants. Yay, saffron. From Lavendel's Quest. Dandelions from the Dandelion Trail. Milkweed from the Lavendel Quest. Yeah, let's go and have a look at the island. It's very sweet. This is very nice. Oh, it's really peaceful. Let me turn up my draw distance. There we go. What a peaceful little spot. Yeah. You know, and it's a circle as well. So I don't know if many of you have access to a space outside like this. I'm very lucky that I have a beautiful garden and I have a meditation space which is, you know, very similar to this. It's a circle and I have much smaller rocks to indicate the north, east, south and west. And you see here, in these stones, you've got these symbols represent the 4 elements. Well, thank you for deciding to stay here. And if you notice, where's the website gone? Oh, it's going slow suddenly. Okay. Alright, who broke the website? Okay. If you notice on the water, there's a symbol behind it which represents water. Yeah, we're going to wander over. We're a little bit behind. Bast, thank you very much for showing your place. I'm going to wander over and see Luna's new place. We visited Luna last week, week before. Sorry, faffing with screens. But she's moved, so we're going to go and visit. Yeah, last week. Well, we're going to go and see her new place. This was beautiful. Thank you, Bast, and I love your choice of decor in there. It's really nice. All right, I'm gonna walk over. Actually, I'm gonna put my draw distance down before I walk. Otherwise, we won't get there. Thanks, Bast. Because it's along here. Gonna walk past River's house too. Oh, sim crossing. Ooh. You know, I was saying, I'm very lucky that I've got a space, a nice garden and space to create a meditation space, and I'm very, very aware that not everybody does. And actually that's one of the reasons I created HerbandFable, because not everybody has access to these things in real life. Not everybody has access to community in real life. For whatever reasons. And so that's why we've got HerbandFable. There we go. Nearly there. I had to be careful with what music was playing in the background this time, because last time I just had the radio on from the region and YouTube got iffy with it, and I think Facebook took it out completely. Well, whatever then. So I made sure that the music playing in the background was allowed this time. I wonder if they'll still try and take it out. Be interesting, won't it? Because I've had before where I've been using music that I have licensed to use, and Facebook have taken it out, which is just rude. Hi! So this is Luna's new pad. Bit more space than the last one, Luna. So we have cake, just waiting for all the textures to load. Cake and coffee. And this lovely house we actually saw at Kimi's place, which I think inspired Luna to go and get one for herself, which is lovely. Oh, come on, textures. Come on. Download. From Hisa. It's a very pretty house. Oh look, you made your kitchen in here. That's really sweet. Well, it would be even sweeter if I could see the textures. I want to see that wood burner. I think I might have that one. I don't know. I buy things at events and then they just stay in my inventory. Come on, textures. Don't load. You can do it. This is really nice. So did you have all this stuff before, Luna? Or did you go out shopping to fill your house full of lovely things? Oh, there we go. Oh, you had it all. Well, then it's nice that you had somewhere to put it all out. I think I've got that kitchen. There we go, wood burner. That's lovely, isn't it? So we have 2 wood burners here in the house, which is lovely. It's not good for the environment, but you know, keeping ourselves warm with fire has been something that, you know, we've done for many years. Wow, it looks so different to Kimi's. You know, it's the same house, but you've done it, you know, in your way, and it's just lovely. Wood burn for Moss and Luna. Lovely. Oh, nice. Oh, look at these little... Oh, they're so cute. Makes me think I should have made a bit more of an effort with the little seed bags for HerbandFable. Those are so cute. Oh, lavender. Oh, I like the harp lamp. How pretty, with little flowers. Luna's Chronicles. The curtains are very nice. They really give it a really different feel. There's your sun water. Very nice. You know, I've never really got into decorating a home, but looking around you people's homes is really giving me the kind of urge to do it, because there's just some lovely stuff. Ooh. There we go. Oh, that's nice out here too, look. Very nice. Cute little tea set. Raindale. That's nice as well. Lunaria. Spellbook shelf. Kind of, doesn't it make you want to do it to your own house? You know, your own space in real life. It's great. Upstairs is altar. Oh, look. How pretty is that? It really, I don't know about you guys, but this really inspires me, not just to do this in Second Life, but you know, to do something in real life too. You know, I tend to, I always leave my house fairly blank. It's really weird. I think if I was living here on my own, it would become my whole witchy shed. Do you know what I mean? The whole house would become my witchy shed. But I tend to, you know, put all my witchy stuff in my witchy shed. But now I'm like, I'm feeling a great urge. I mean, obviously, you know, it takes money to make somewhere look like this in real life. But how beautiful. Book down there. Some more tarot. Lovely. Yeah. I'm really strange about the houses. So when I move into a house, I know a lot of people like to, you know, put their mark on it straight away. And I just don't do that. I wait a really long time. It takes quite a lot of years for me to decide to put myself into the house. You know, I'll leave it as it is. I mean, unless it's like a shithole, but you know, it wasn't. But I tend to just move in and let the house kind of be, you know. I know, like I say, I know a lot of people like really feel like they need to kind of make the house their own, and it's like, that's fine. It's just not like that for me. It's not, and to be honest, it's not really a conscious decision that I do. It's just how it happens. Yeah, that's very pretty. That caught my eye. Look at those colours. I like that. Oh, that's Caradun's cauldron. It's very nice. Alicia is very good with colours. Yeah, I'm the same with the garden, you know. The first year we were here, I spent a lot of time, like, I would go down and at twilight, you know, there's this liminal time between day and night, you know, that sort of transition period again. And I used to go and sit down the end of the garden and just let it get dark. And I would do that most days, yeah. Sometimes I would go and sit there during the day as well, but I was just sort of getting to know the trees and for them to get to know me. And then last year I didn't go down there quite so much, but it felt very different. This year I feel like I'm family here now, you know. I feel like I know the trees and they know me, and I feel like we're family now, and it's a very different feeling. I felt very sensitive, I guess, when I arrived, you know, not to do the wrong thing or be in the wrong place, or you know what I mean, and I felt like a guest, a new arrival, and I feel like family here now. As some of you know, I study Druidry, and the trees are very important to me. And I'm getting to know them all, and we have hundreds of trees around the garden. And I'm enjoying getting to know them all. There are still some that I don't know, because they're in areas of the garden that I don't spend a lot of time in, but there are others that I feel very close to now. Yeah. You know, I'm very I saw something today, and it said, you know, in 100 years' time, we will all be dead. And the houses that we have spent so much time and money, you know, investing in, even if you rent somewhere, you're still investing into that. They'll be lived in by somebody else, and completely different, who won't maybe have any memory of you. And so that's for us too. We are in those houses, in those homes where people of the past have been. Oh, willow trees. Luna, I have the most wonderful old willow lady who stands beside the river, and she, in the summer, she completely covers that section of the river. Her branches touch the ground on the other side of the river, and she creates an umbrella. You can go underneath her umbrella. It's just wonderful. Just wonderful. Anyway, we have gone over an hour, which is fine, but you know, don't want to overdo it. I could talk about this stuff, you know, for hours. But we've got plenty of time and plenty of opportunity, so we can talk about it more. Luna's saying when she was little she was hiding under one, and her mum was searching and searching, couldn't find her, and I didn't want her to find me. So the willow is a very protective and healing tree. And from a herbalism perspective, of course, willow is a wonderful painkiller. Willow is where aspirin came from. And so great for reducing inflammation. And I have it in my tea a lot. Yes, Alex, because I have many willows here, all different species of willows. You know, there's over 250 different willows. Not all here, but, you know, in the world. Which is amazing. And willow is so resilient. Oh my goodness. Literally, if you just snap a branch off and stick it in the ground, it will grow into a willow tree. It's amazing. Willow is just amazing. I planted about 200 willow trees last year to create a living fence, and most of them have survived. The bindweed has done their best to stop them from growing, but winter is nearly upon us, and so I will be able to clear them and look after them. Yeah. More Moss and Luna. We're loving Moss and Luna. All right. I've got a couple of sheds, Luna. You can stay in those if you like. Not in my witchy shed. There's a yoga shed. You can stay in the yoga shed. Yes, I am gonna wrap it up now, people. Thank you so much for joining me. Stupid chat not going into the window, but you know, these things happen. Tech and it. It's okay. Alright, and we will do probably another one of these next week. I like keeping it casual. You know, I'm always at risk of over preparing stuff. But I really wanted to just keep this like nice and casual and involve you guys. So thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.